in, there's a sign-in sheet at both tables, and grab an information packet, please. Morning. I think we're going to need more chairs. Morning. Is anyone from housekeeping here? Can we get more chairs? More chairs. Oh, sleeping.
We took care of our.
They thought you could.
We're getting a few more chairs set up. There are still some empties. Don't be afraid to sit next to somebody. Good morning.
Stand there and move on.
You were right. If you're just coming in, make sure you sign in and grab an information packet, please. You'll need that. If you're just coming in, if you'd sign in, please. We have more copies coming for the information packets. They are coming hot off the press momentarily, I've been told. So. There is one open seat here in the front, yes? And they're putting some more chairs out here to my right. We probably don't need too many more. It's already 3 after 10, so we're going to get started here in just a minute. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start with the legal mumbo jumbo real quick. I'm going to read you my disclaimer. The information provided in this presentation is for educational and informative purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, and it's not a substitute for professional medical advice. I am not a medical doctor. All recommendations discussed, including exercise, nutrition, and supplementation, should be reviewed with your physician, especially if you have a medical condition, are taking medications, or are under the care of a health professional. Always consult your medical provider before making changes to your health routines. Okay. Thank you guys for taking the time to be here today. Before we begin, I'd like you to think about one simple question. What does independence mean to you? For some people, it's being able to drive to church every Sunday. For others, it's working in the garden, traveling with family, walking the dog, or simply getting out of a chair without needing help. Whatever the answer is, I'm willing to bet it has very little to do with exercise or avoiding falls. And that's exactly why I entitled this presentation Strong and Steady instead of Fall Prevention, although it's a fall prevention clinic, because the presentation really isn't about falling. It's about protecting your independence. Every one of us wants to stay in our own homes as long as possible. We want to continue making our own decisions. We want to enjoy our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, volunteer, and continue living life on our own terms. The wonderful news is that many of the things that help prevent falls are also the same things that help us stay active, confident, and independent. Today we're going to talk about practical strategies that anyone can begin immediately. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated, just small evidence-based habits that can make a tremendous difference over time. By the end of today's workshop, my hope is that you'll leave not feeling fearful and feeling empowered because you know that there are things that are under your control. The goal is not to simply add years to life, but to add life to our years. So let's begin with the facts. When we hear the word fall, many people assume it's just a simple part of getting older. That's actually one of the biggest myths about aging. Yes, falls become more common as we age, but they're not an inevitable part of aging. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 fall every year. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that starts to get pretty big number, right? You don't have to raise your hand if you're number 4. Surprisingly, fewer than half of those people that have fallen contact their healthcare provider or even report that they've fallen. So the number is probably higher. Falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults. They account for millions of emergency room visits each year. They lead to broken bones, head injuries, hospitalization, and for some, just loss of confidence. Here's the statistic I want you to remember. Many falls can be prevented. That's why we're here today. The goal isn't to eliminate every possible risk, because of course that would be impossible. The goal is to stack the odds in your favor. Every strength exercise you perform, every balance activity you perform, every trip hazard you remove from your home, every healthy meal you eat, you invest in your independence. Think of fall prevention like a savings account. One deposit doesn't seem like much, but over time those small deposits grow into something very valuable. Well, your health works the same way. Growing older is inevitable, growing weaker is not. Now I'd like to make it personal. What is your why? Before we talk about the exercises, balance, medications, and home safety, I want you to think about your why. Why is staying independent important to you? Maybe it's traveling, maybe it's volunteering, gardening. Maybe you want to be able to get down on the ground and know that you can get back up. Whatever your answer is, the reason is far more powerful than any statistic I can give you today. Research consistently shows that people are more successful making healthy changes when those changes are connected to something personal. Exercise isn't really the goal, independence is the goal. Strength isn't the goal, freedom is. Balance isn't the goal, confidence is. Everything we discussed today points back to that one question: what are you staying strong for? Because that's what we're really protecting here today. So hopefully everyone's identified their why. You got that in your head. You're going to keep it there. Let's talk about what often gets in the way of protecting independence. I'd like you to imagine this scenario. You trip over the edge of a rug. Maybe you don't fall down completely, or maybe you do, and it scares you. Or perhaps you did have a fall a few months ago. Hopefully you weren't seriously injured. But ever since that's happened, you've been more cautious. You stop taking daily walks. You avoid the stairs. You skip your exercise class. I know who you are. You start holding on to furniture when you walk around the house. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That's what we call the fall cycle. And it's something I see quite often when working here with older adults. It usually begins with fear. Not weakness, not poor balance, but fear. Fear causes us to move less. When we move less, our muscles become weaker. As our muscles become weaker, our balance begins to decline. When our balance declines, we lose confidence. Then, because we've lost confidence, we become even less active. And the cycle continues on and on. The difficult part is that this cycle often happens very gradually, and people don't even realize that it's occurring. The good news is that this cycle can work in both directions. If you go backwards, just as inactivity can lead to weakness, activity can lead to strength. Just as weakness reduces confidence, becoming stronger builds confidence. One successful walk leads to another. One strength workout makes it a little easier getting out of the chair. One balance exercise makes walking across the parking lot less intimidating. That's why I don't really like to tell people, be careful. Instead, be stronger, be steadier, be more confident. The goal isn't to live cautiously, it's to live confidently. Confidence doesn't come from avoiding movement, it comes from practicing movement. So, if we want to break that cycle, the first step is to understanding everything your body does every second to keep you upright. Most of us think that balance comes from the legs. In reality, balance is a team effort. Have you ever wondered how you can just walk across the room and not think about every single step? That's because your body has an incredible fall prevention system that's working for you every second of every day. And we're going to look at each part. Your brain. Your brain is the command center. It constantly gathers information, processes it, and tells your muscles how to respond. If you stumble, your brain has to react almost immediately to help you recover. Your eyes. Your eyes help you identify changes in the environment. Steps, curbs, uneven sidewalks, rugs, pets. At my house, that's a big obstacle. Or anything in your path. That's one reason vision exams are so important. Good vision gives your brain accurate information about your environment. Then there's your inner ear, or the vestibular system. It acts like your body's internal level. Even when your eyes are closed, your inner ear helps you to know whether you're upright, leaning, turning, or even upside down possibly. Maybe not. Your core and leg muscles are the engines that keep you moving. Every time you stand from a chair, climb stairs, or catch yourself after you stumble, these muscles are doing the work. Finally, the ankles and feet. They provide the foundation. They constantly send information back to your brain about the surface you're walking on and help to make teeny adjustments to keep you balanced. This is called proprioception. These systems don't work independently, they work together. If one system isn't working well, maybe your vision isn't as sharp, or your muscles have become weaker, or a medication has caused you to be dizzy, The other systems have to work even harder. The encouraging part is that many of these systems can be improved. We can strengthen muscles, we can improve balance, we can wear the right shoes, which we're going to talk about later. We can have our eyes checked. We can review medications with our healthcare provider. Many parts of this system are within our control. Balance isn't one thing, it's many body systems working together. So if we know what keeps us upright, where should we focus our efforts? This slide is really the roadmap for everything else we're going to discuss today. Over the years, researchers have identified several areas that consistently reduce fall risk. Rather than trying to remember dozens of recommendations, I like to organize them into 6 simple pillars. Think of these pillars like table legs. If one leg becomes weak, the table becomes less stable. The same is true for our health. The first pillar is building strength. Strong muscles help us to stand up, climb stairs, recover from a stumble, and remain independent. The second pillar is improving balance. Balance is a skill. Like any skill, it improves with practice. The third pillar is staying active. This is everyday movement. Walking, gardening, swimming, dancing. Movement truly is the best medicine. The fourth pillar is creating a safe environment. Good lighting, removing trip hazards, using grab bars when appropriate, wearing supportive footwear. These all make a tremendous difference. The fifth pillar is managing your health. Regular vision screenings, hearing screenings, going over your medications with your healthcare provider. And I think, is Lori in here? Did you bring the Carvajal stuff? I'll save it till the end. So we'll come back to that in a minute about the review of medications. And finally, the sixth pillar is nourishing your body. Yes, nutrition plays a part in fall risk. Eating enough protein, maintaining good nutrition feeds your muscles. Sleeping well and supporting bone health provide your body with what it needs to stay strong. I want you to notice something about these pillars. None of them require perfection. They don't require expensive equipment or even athletic ability. They're simple, small, consistent habits that, if done consistently, work together over time, putting those deposits into your health account. As we move through the rest of today's presentation, we're going to look at each of these pillars and discuss simple, practical strategies you can begin strengthening right away. You don't have to change everything today. One small improvement in each pillar adds up to meaningful change over time. So why do falls happen? What increases our risk? Most falls don't happen because of one single event. They usually happen because several small factors have come together at the wrong time, or the perfect storm, if you will. Think about it this way. Imagine you're carrying groceries into your house. It's getting dark outside. You're wearing shoes, let's call them flip-flops, or sandals that don't attach to your foot. You're taking a medication that tends to make you dizzy, and a dog runs across your path. Was it the dog that caused the fall? Maybe, but more than likely it was a combination of all those things happening at once. Falls rarely occur, and falls rarely have one cause. They usually happen because several risk factors come together. Some of the risk factors we can't change. So we have intrinsic, things that are happening inside our body, and extrinsic, things that are happening outside of our body or in our environment. For example, we can't stop the aging process. Aging is inevitable. Some medical conditions are beyond our control. But the encouraging news is many of the biggest risk factors are things we can improve. We can become stronger. We can improve our balance. We can get rid of the throw rugs, even though they're very pretty. We like them, but we can get rid of them. We can stay physically active, have our vision checked, review our medications. Think of it like Swiss cheese with the holes. Each risk factor is another hole. Our job isn't to eliminate every hole, it's simply to close as many as we can. That's exactly what the rest of this presentation is all about. Strength. So we're going to go over the pillars one at a time. Strength. When people hear the word strength training, they often picture a bodybuilder lifting heavy weights at 4 in the morning in the gym. That's not what we're talking about. Strength is much more practical than that. It's standing up from a chair without using your hands. It's climbing the stairs without pulling yourself up by the railing. It's carrying groceries from the car, getting up off the floor, keeping up with your grandchildren, your great-grands. And strength isn't about vanity. It's not about looking younger, although if you exercise regularly, you probably do look younger. It's about living better. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. You've heard this term before, the S word, sarcopenia. Beginning around the age of 30, adults gradually lose muscle every decade. After about 60, that process speeds up. If we don't do anything to actively challenge our muscles, we're losing muscle every decade, maybe every day. The good news is muscle responds remarkably well to exercise, even in your 80s, 90s, and your hundreds. I've had residents here at the ARC tell me they thought they were simply getting old. But after just a few weeks of consistent exercise, they were getting out of chairs easier, walking further, and feeling more confident. They didn't become athletes, they simply became stronger versions of themselves, and that is our goal. Research consistently shows that resistance training improves leg strength, walking speed, balance, and overall physical function, reducing the risk of falls. Every pound of muscle you maintain or gain becomes another tool that helps you protect your independence. Remember, we don't exercise because we're getting old. We exercise to remain independent. So that raises an important question. How do we know if our legs are strong enough? Nobody? Take your packet and look at the very back page. There's an assessment for that. It is called the 30-second set to stand test. And if you would like to participate, this is a moment to do that. You don't have to. I hope some people will. Yes? Okay. I don't have a chair for myself, but can you bring me that chair? Right here. So what we're going to do, if you want to participate, you'll stand up. Stand up. Make sure your space is clear around your feet. You don't have a drink down there or anything like that. You can set the paper down somewhere else. All right. So you're going to put your arms across your chest like this. You're going to sit down in the chair. Be safe. This is not for everybody. If you know you cannot stand up out of the chair without, you don't have to. You can try, because probably you won't get up, so that's okay, right? You'll just be in the chair. So we're going to start seated. When I say go, you're going to stand all the way up. And you're going to sit all the way back down without using your hands. Okay, you can remain seated. Remain seated. Hands across your chest. I'm getting those squats in, right? I'm going to start a 30-second timer. You have to keep your own count, so you don't have to tell anybody. There is a normative chart on that paper that tells you the numbers. It's also right up here. For women, if you have 12 or fewer, you may be at higher risk. Men, 14 or fewer. And then moderate, and then strong. And that's where we want to be, is in the strong category. We may not be there today, and that's okay. I'm going to get my stopwatch here. Everyone's clear on what we're doing?
You got 5 minutes?
5 minutes? You get 30 seconds. Yeah, let me find my stopwatch. I know it's here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to say go. You're going to go on go. With your arms across your chest, you're going to stand and fully set as many times as you can. You got to count for yourself. Nobody's counting for you. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, it's not a race. We want to use good form. We should be standing all the way up under control and sitting back down. We have 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Time. Aha. Very good, very good, very good. So you have that number in your mind mentally. I want you to write it on that piece of paper that's on that back sheet. You don't have to do it right now. Probably don't have a pen, that's okay. Look at this chart. Where do you fall in that chart? For women, 12 or fewer. 13 to 17, that's moderate. 18 or more, strong. Men, 14 or fewer, might be at higher risk. 15 to 19, moderate. 20 or more, strong. So just write that number down. This is an assessment you can repeat. As you begin your exercise protocol, you can come back to this and see the improvement in the number that you're able to do. Is it not a 30-second set to stand test? That's it. That's it. I'll get the chart for you. I'll get the chart for you. If it's not on there, don't worry about that. So that's one of my favorite assessments because it tells us something incredibly important. Physical therapists and researchers use this test because it provides valuable information about functional strength, the kind of strength we use every day. Whether you're 65 or 95 or, dear Betty Gordon, God rest her soul, 105, your muscles respond to exercise. So the test isn't measuring your age, it's measuring your current level of function. And that is something that you can improve. Balance. So we've talked about strength. Strong muscles are incredibly important, but strength alone isn't enough. Have you ever known someone who was strong but still lost their balance? That's because strength and balance work together. When people say, I just don't have good balance anymore, I like to remind them, balance isn't something you're born with or something that you lose forever. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. If you've never played pickleball or any kind of a game, you're probably not going to be really good at it from the beginning. You have to practice. Balance is the same way. I like to think about it like learning to ride a bicycle. The first few times, you probably wobbled all over the place, fell down a few times, scraped your knees, but the more you practiced, the more confident you became. Every time you challenge your balance safely, your brain and muscles are learning how to work together more efficiently, creating neurological pathways. You're teaching your body to react a little faster and make corrections before a stumble turns into a fall. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people is they stop doing things that challenge their balance. Unfortunately, that's exactly how balance gets worse. Remember the fall cycle. The strength you lose, then the balance you lose. Instead, we want to practice balance in a safe environment. Holding on to a sturdy chair, which we do in balance class. These are the S3 balance devices. We have 4 of them in the fitness center. 2 of them are parked right outside of physical therapy all the time. You can use that in balance class too. So instead of standing behind the chair, you stand inside of this and you perform your balance exercises. From a sturdy hold to a hovered hand to maybe a fingertip. So those are ways to make it more difficult as you progress. Even a countertop at home or a sturdy chair at home. So when life throws you that unexpected challenge, your body already knows how to respond because you've been practicing. The goal isn't to make balance exercises difficult. The goal is to make everyday life easier. So we have right here some very simple balance exercises. I was going to have you guys practice these, but some of you in the front row don't have a chair in front of you to hold on to. So I'm just going to demonstrate them myself here on the S3 balance device. And as I showed you, you can vary your grip, right? So I can hold on with both hands, stand on one leg. I can hover my hands. I can hold on with my fingers, one hand, and ultimately no hands. Single-legged leg raises, strengthen the hip adductors. Knee raises, strengthen the hip extensors and hip flexors. And then walking in a straight line. You can actually use this for that even though it's not linear. You can walk, 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 and turn. What I see in people is when they go to back up is where a lot of falls occur. You don't have any foot back there behind you to catch you. I encourage you when you go to turn around, turn your feet and turn your body. instead of stepping backwards to go back. How many people in here attend balance class? How many people are going to attend balance class? All right, I got a couple. All right. We don't improve balance by sitting in a chair. We improve balance by practicing balance. Most falls don't happen on a hiking trail or some exotic place climbing the mountains. They happen in places we've walked through hundreds of times. Most falls actually occur at home. And that's why this slide is so important. The good news is that we are in control of our environment in our homes. Many of our homes' hazards are easy to fix. Throw rugs. One of the biggest culprits. A rug slides even a few inches, and that's enough to catch your foot. If you love your rugs, secure them with non-slip backing. Lighting is another big one. As we get older, we need more light to see clearly. A well-lit hallway or a night light can make a tremendous difference during those late night trips to the bathroom. Clutter is another common hazard. Certainly not. Shoes left in the hallway. My husband leaves his shoes everywhere. Electrical cords, boxes, and even a pet toy can become an obstacle. Let's talk about shoes for a moment. Around the house, many people like wearing slippers or socks. And the problem is that soft slippers and socks don't provide enough support or traction. If you go to the hospital, you know they give you the socks with the sticky stuff on the bottom of them. Probably no one has those in their drawer. They're not very comfortable. But the bathroom deserves special attention because they combine slippery surfaces with quick movements. Grab bars, non-slip mats, a shower chair can make bathing a safer experience. Remember, the goal isn't to make your home look like a hospital. The goal is to make your home support your independence. Even if our home is safe, there are still things happening inside our bodies that affect our risk of falling. Intrinsic, right? Intrinsic fall risks inside. Sometimes the biggest fall risks aren't on the floor at all. They're inside our bodies. We've talked about muscles, balance, and the environment. Now we're going to talk about overall health. Let's start with medications. Some medications cause dizziness, drowsiness, drastic changes in blood pressure, especially when standing up quickly. That's why it's important to review your medications regularly with your healthcare provider and never stop or change a medication without medical guidance. And I'm going to pause there for a moment. There is a packet here when you leave from Carvajal Pharmacy, and they are offering for free to sit with you and review your medications. If you have a lot of medications that you take particularly, and they're prescribed by all different doctors, it's a very good idea to review those frequently to make sure you're, one, not taking things that you no longer need, or two, taking things that contradict each other. Carvajal Pharmacy is also offering prescription delivery for free. I know there was an issue with HEB charging, so you can explore those things. The packet is here on the table. Vision is another important factor. If you can't see clearly, you can't see the step or the curb or the change in flooring, your risk of tripping increases. Regular eye exams and updated prescriptions are one of the easiest ways to reduce fall risk. Hydration. Hydration matters. As we age, our sense of thirst often decreases, making it easier to become dehydrated. And even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and loss of balance. Nutrition plays a major role. Our muscles need protein to stay strong. Without enough protein, we lose muscle more quickly, which makes everyday tasks harder. Good nutrition also supports your bone health, energy, and recovery. Sleep deserves a mention as well. Poor sleep affects reaction time, attention, and decision making. Have you ever noticed that you feel clumsier after a restless night? Our brains and bodies perform best when they're well rested. The important message is that none of these factors work alone. Just like in your fall prevention system, they work together. If your body is overall healthier, it's better prepared to keep you moving safely and confident. Strength begins in the gym or wherever you exercise, but it's supported in the kitchen, the doctor's office, and your own home. We've covered a lot of information today, and you might be wondering, this all makes sense, but where do I actually begin? And that's exactly why I created the Daily 5. If you forget everything else from today's presentation, I hope you remember these 5 things. I believe consistency is far more important than complexity. If it's not in there, I will make sure it gets added. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. Well, you have a gym available to you. No membership required. You don't need to spend an hour every day exercising. You simply need to move your body more consistently. Number 1, move your body daily. Take a walk. Come to a strength class. Practice your balance. Number 2, fuel your body. Eat real whole foods. Include protein. Stay hydrated. Challenge your mind. Learn something new. Stay socially connected. Keep your brain active. Number 4, take care of yourself. Get quality sleep. Manage stress. Take time for you. Chair yoga is a good place to do that. It's quiet. It's meditative. You move. You're able to focus inward and shut the outside world out for a while to manage stress. Create a safe environment. Keep floors clear. Use good lighting. Wear supportive shoes. If you have is the Daily 5 in the packet? Can someone confirm that? Yeah. If it's not, I'll make it available in a slide like this handout, and I encourage you to keep it somewhere visual in your house. Maybe put it on the refrigerator. Missing a day isn't failure. Just start again tomorrow. None of us plan to fall, but we can have a plan if we fall. Oh, that slide's cut a little bit. I apologize for that. One of the biggest mistakes people make after a fall is trying to get up too quickly. You fall down, you're a little discombobulated, and you want to get right back up. And I've even seen someone fall and everyone goes to get them right back up again. I want you to pause. Take a slow breath. Don't rush to get up. Check yourself. Do an assessment, head to toe. Did I hit my head? Am I having severe pain? Can you move your arms and legs? Do you think something may be broken? If you are alone, call for help. Stay warm and comfortable if you're not able to get up until someone comes to help you. Talk to someone. Let the person who helps you know how you fell and how you feel. Getting checked out if you do fall. Finding out why. Think about why that happened. Why did I fall? Was I rushing? Was there something in the way? Make any changes that are needed. Remove hazards, improve lighting, use support when needed. Most of us feel embarrassed if we fall and want to get up as quickly as possible, but that's exactly when another injury can happen. There is absolutely no shame in calling for help or asking for help. If you're not injured, then you can begin to think about getting up safely. And even then, it's important not to rush. Slow, controlled movement is much safer than trying to jump back to your feet. Planning ahead is just as important. Do you carry a phone? Do you wear a medical alert device? Does someone check on you regularly? Around here, that's yes for everyone. We check on you guys regularly. These things are simple that can provide a tremendous peace of mind. Remember, being prepared doesn't mean you expect something bad to happen. It simply means you're ready if it does. We're going to practice this at the end, if you want to. Preparation builds confidence. Slow is smooth, and smooth is safe. So far today, we've talked about pillars, strength, balance, creating a safer home, and taking care of our health. But there's one habit that ties everything together. Purpose. Move with purpose. Mindfulness would be another term for that. Purposeful movement means paying attention to what you're doing instead of operating on autopilot. How many times have you rushed to the phone, rushed to the bathroom, turned around too quickly because someone called our name? Oh, I see somebody getting stink eyes. Tried to carry too many things at once? We've all done it. As we get older, one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself is permission to slow down. Not because you're weak, but because you are wise. Purposeful movement means standing tall, looking where you're going, scanning for obstacles before you take that first step, using the handrail when it's available. I see people going down the stairs and not even holding on to the handrail. Turn your whole body instead of twisting. Turn your feet with your body. Take your time when changing directions. One thing I remind residents here at the Ark all the time is there's no prize for getting somewhere first. There is tremendous value in getting there safely. I've watched residents become stronger, more confident, and more active simply because they became more intentional about how they moved. They're not moving slower because they had to. They were moving slower because they wanted to stay independent and avoid a fall. Every step you take is another investment in your future. Move with intention, not hesitation. So, what happens if despite our best efforts, we still end up on the floor? Let's talk about how to recover safely. And this may be the most practical skill we discuss today. I know we did a fall prevention clinic, I think it's been 1.5 years ago or longer, Jonathan Steiner and I. And there's a resident that lives here that struggled to get up off the floor that day. She has every day, most days, not every day, 2 times a week, since that time, she gets down on the floor at the gym and gets back up again using that blue table instead of a chair. And she gets up much quicker, much easier, and she knows that if she finds herself on the floor today, she can get back up off the floor. And that has built a tremendous amount of confidence in her and her movement and the way she carries herself in her daily life. So again, this may be the most practical skill we discussed today. Even when we do everything right, falls can still happen. The difference is being prepared. We're going to go through these and I can show them to you. Does anybody want to volunteer? Maybe somebody that knows for sure they can get up off the ground? Yes, sir. And this one won't squeal? Okay. So you're just going to get on the ground. You've just fallen down. You're going to be on your back with your head facing the chair here. Now this is a pop quiz. What do you do first? Roll over. No. Make sure I'm not hurt. Pause. Yes. Assess. Am I hurt? Did I break anything? Okay, he's assessed. He's going to roll over to his side. From there, he's going to get onto his hands and knees. Draw your knees up. He's in a good position because the chair's right here. When you fall, you may not be right next to a sturdy chair, so you would crawl to the chair. You're going to put your hands on the chair, which lifts your upper body. Check the chair. Make sure it is, in fact, a sturdy chair. Whoa! Exactly. You're good. Most of us know what our dominant leg is. He is going to step forward with his dominant leg. He is going to use the strength in his arms and the strength in his leg to push himself to standing. And then he's going to turn around and sit down because he's probably discombobulated from falling down on the ground. Good job. Anybody want to give it a try? You can stay after class if you want to. I'll be glad to practice with you guys privately.
I just want to know what happens when you have very bad knees and you can't use your knees.
Yes, I'm going to get to that in just a second. Okay. If you've had a knee replacement, you can choose your stronger or more comfortable leg. I have blue pads down there that you can put under your knee. Hopefully in your home you have a pillow or something you could put. Well, what if I have both knees? It may cause you some pain, but what I have heard from every orthopedic doctor is that it will not damage your knee. If you are on the ground, that is a decision that you have to personally make. Do I want to endure the pain, whatever it might be, to get back up, or do I need to call somebody? And that's really what it comes down to, is a personal choice. But padding the knee can help. There's really no way to get up off the ground unless you're already very strong without using your knee, without kneeling first. You just have to make that decision at that moment in time, what you're going to do. The important thing is, do it safely. So today we talked about preventing falls, but we've really been talking about something much bigger. No, not yet. As we wrap up today, I'd like to take you back to the question that I asked you at the very beginning. Remember your why. What are you staying strong for? Because that's what today's presentation has been about. Not fear, not limitations, not what you can no longer do. It's about protecting the freedom and keeping doing things that matter the most to you. Remember, falls are common, but many are preventable. Strength can be improved. Balance can be improved. Confidence can be rebuilt. You're never too old to become a stronger version than you are today. I challenge each of you to choose one thing you learned from today and begin practicing it this week. Inside your packet, there is a chart, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to check off things that you do, so to keep you on track and to keep you accountable. Maybe you'll start taking a daily walk. Maybe it's an eye exam. Maybe you go home and there's a whole bunch of rugs thrown out down by the trash today. They're pretty, but are they necessary? Just start somewhere. Small choices repeated consistently make remarkable change over time. Thank you for allowing me this time today. I truly hope you leave feeling stronger, more confident, and encouraged. Don't leave yet. We got other things to do. We can't stop aging, but we can influence how we age. Remember, aging is inevitable. Weakness is optional. Did we have a longevity plate plated up?
So not the full culinary experience today, no aromatics, but we do have some photos, so hopefully that gives you a good idea of what you get to look forward to.
Okay, and you're going to put those on the table over there? If you go inside the gold box, there's the voting slips, 1, 2, and 3. You can just set it by the photograph for me. That'd be great. All right, it's time to vote on our longevity plate again. Does everyone know what the longevity plate is? If you look on the Bluebonnet menu, there is a meal option, and it says longevity plate. We vote this month, which technically it's still July, it would be August, for September. So this is September's option. The one you voted for in July is on the menu in August. So each month our goal is to feature a meal that's not only delicious, but supports healthy aging. Every longevity plate is built around foods that research consistently links to better health as we age. Lean protein to help maintain muscle, whole grains for lasting energy, and colorful vegetables packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and healthy fats to help the brain. This month's 3 options are offering something a little different, each one, but they all share one thing in common. They're designed to help you stay strong, active, and independent while enjoying a great meal. As you look over the choices, don't just think about what sounds good today. Think about which meal you'd be excited to see on your plate. Your vote helps us and our dining team bring healthy, flavorful meals to the community. Thank you for participating and happy voting. So we have a rosemary garlic sirloin steak. It's grilled sirloin steak seasoned with fresh rosemary and garlic, served with creamy cauliflower parmesan mash and roasted broccolini. It's Chinese broccoli, I think is what that is. Chimichurri grilled chicken breast topped with a vibrant herb chimichurri sauce, served with roasted sweet potatoes, grilled asparagus, and an arugula and cherry tomato salad. Herb roasted pork loin, tender herb roasted pork loin with garlic pan juice, served with roasted sweet potatoes and grilled asparagus. So those are the three options you'll see over there. As you exit and in some kind of orderly fashion, you can put your vote in. If you have questions for me that you don't want to ask in public, you can come up. And if you stay after and you want to see if you're able to get off the ground and back up, I'd be glad to help you with that. But before we adjourn, are there any questions that anyone wants to address in a public forum? Yes, I have a question. Karen, I need my microphone runner. Miss Westover.
How about if I don't yell?
It doesn't work that way. She'll do it. She likes to do it.
Cards in the thing.
Oh, here they
but I
are.
just put a tab.
Sorry, here they are. I have it here. We have a question right here in the red.
Oh.
In the red! It's kind of like saying, what'd she look like? She had gray hair and glasses. Well, you've narrowed it down now.
On our 30-second chair stand, you have number and score.
Yep.
What's the difference?
The number is how many you did, and the score, I'm still trying to find that on the CDC website, and I didn't get that in the packet, but I will. But it's going to be those little things in the corner. It's basically going to be fall risk, moderate, or strong, and it's going to be based on the number that you do. But I will get that information for you. I'll get it for you. Yeah, not right this second, but I'll get it for you. Question? Comment?
You're going to talk about shoes?
You have to speak into the microphone because the recording won't pick it up.
You were going to talk about shoes, Carrie. Shoes?
Yes, shoes. Flip-flops? No, 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 no. Sandals, anything that's not attached to your foot is not a good option. I can tell you from personal experience, I have a friend, she's 78, and she was just going, falls happen at home, place that you're the most comfortable. She had slippers on. She went down the 3 steps in the front of her house to let the dog out, turned around, kicked into the step, the slipper rolled up under her foot, and she fell and gashed her head open. 17 stitches later. If she'd have had on shoes, that would not have happened. So, I know they're comfortable, they're cute. When you put them on, just know that it's a risk. So what other risks do I stack onto that? So good supportive shoe wear is extremely important. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Anyone? Oh, over there. And then someone get a question over here just to make her run back and forth. It'll be fine. In the very back.
This is from experience. If you or whoever's with you cannot help you get up, call the EMTs. That's what they're for.
Yes, I concur. So we have lift assist, I believe it is. Yeah. And I've experienced this personally too. In class, someone fell down, and everyone's very helpful because we love our neighbors, right? They go right to try to help her up, and I was like, let's take a minute, breathe, make sure she's okay, and let's see if she can get up on her own. And through those techniques I just showed you, she was able to get up on her own. If you're not able to get up on your own, then lift assist is an option, of course. I don't encourage anyone to pull somebody up. Always let them see if they can get up on their own. Anyone else? Over there, Karen.
Who was it?
Don't fall.
Carrie, on your handout, it's not a complete scoring, but in the lower right-hand corner, it says the chair stand below average scores.
Yes.
So if you're young, like 80 to 84, and it's less than 10, then you're below average.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like you ought to
Thank you
be
for that.
decent.
Thank you. Anyone else? Back there, Karen. She's like Benjamin Button. You guys know Benjamin Button?
Thanks very much,
Aging
Carrie.
backwards.
Just on personal experience for those around me, the idea of pause and evaluate has a connection that we have to evaluate many times because you're kind of uncertain. Did they faint and fall? Did they trip and fall? Those things need to be evaluated.
Yes.
The law of gravity has no need for congressional approval. It works all the time. And if you are suddenly elevated from a position where you do in fact have a poor circulatory response, for whatever the reason, the blood flows away from your head. And that's
Not good.
extraordinarily important. So thanks very much, but it's extremely valuable to do that little bit of assessment,
Yes.
or let the EMTs do that as they arrive. That'll work too.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for being here. Again, don't forget to stop and vote for the longevity plate. As people move out, you can go up that direction. And next month on tap, we have reading food labels. What is really in that box of crackers? Oh my. Thank you very much.
Oh, I want to vote now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Can I take a picture of you next to somebody?
Sure, absolutely.
Go with yours.